Please make sure you have your copy of the assignment Why Do Things Burn? Part 3. What we'll do here is go through the procedures which are shown in the diagram on the back. So when you go back to the benches, what you'll need is a cup filled halfway with water, so you can use water from the sink. And then there's a ruler that you can use and a marker to make lines on 3 test tubes. The lines should be 4 centimeters from the bottom of the test tube up to the line. So use the centimeter side of the ruler. That's the one that has more numbers and they're smaller, to make that mark 4 centimeters from the open end of the test tube. Next, what you'll do is you'll put into the test tubes some of the heating pads. One of the test tubes we're going to use 1 heating pad. The other test tube will use 2 heating pads. And then the third test tube, we're not going to use a heating pad. We're just going to use some gauze material that the heating pads are wrapped in. That will be our control. So to put them in there, you can just push them in, and if you need something to help get it all the way, then just use a extra long tweezers and push that all the way down. Try not to poke a hole in it, because we don't want any of the contents to get out. That would change the results of the experiment. So into this one I'm going to put 2 heating pads. I can already feel them starting to heat up. Okay, and then in the last test tube, I'll just take this material, kind of ball it up, and jam it down in there as our control. Okay, the next step is going to be to put these into the cup of water so that we can find out how much does the volume inside change. So to do that, there's a tubing, and what you do is you put the tubing into the test tube way in there, and then put this down into the cup of water until the black line that you drew is right at the same level as the water. And then when it's right at the same level of the water then you can pull out the plastic tube that you put in there. And that will set the water level right where that line is. Okay, so there we go. So now the water level will stay right there at the black line that I drew. And I'll do that for all 3 of the tubes until I have all 3 tubes sitting in the water. I'll give you a piece of blue tape that you can use to label your cup with your group's name, and then we'll keep those until tomorrow, and we'll see what happened to the level of the water inside.